If you want to buy some dirt cheap houses from the government, stick with this. We got a new list locked in and ready to go for some tax deed auctions. Check this out. Government auction property can be dirt cheap. On my screen right now is one of the properties we're going to show you at an upcoming auction. And this stuff is pretty time sensitive because you need to register for these auctions quickly. This thing, $347,000 value, opening bid just $16,700. We're going to walk you through this property along with some other auctions that you can actually attend to get in the game and buy some property that you can make some money with, rent out, flip, or use to create your retirement and straight up create freedom through real estate is our goal here on this channel. The hardest part is finding these deals. So in this video, in this live, we're just going to show you where they are. So we're going to start off with this one. We're going to bring in the auction man himself, Josh Blanchard. He's going to grab the wheel and steer us through this this auction and property coming up. Josh, Batman mug, how you doing?
Oh, nice. Yeah, thank you. That's right. Batman is the best. Oh, did we freeze?
No, we're going. That's how people know this is live. Oh, yeah, we're good. This
Okay,
is how
nice.
you know we're live.
All right. So what we got here is an online auction happening in Denton County, Texas. So we found this list on GovEase. So if you haven't checked out GovEase before, make sure you go to govease.com. Most online auctions in Texas are not actually on GovEase. They're on realauction.com. So if I go realauction.com, if I go over here to clients, you can see that for Texas, they handle the bulk of the auctions. So I go and submit this. You can see these are all of the online auctions in Texas on realauction.com. But every now and then, GovEase does a different auction. They have their own a few auctions in Texas, and so here is one of them. So this is Denton County in Texas, and it's coming up. This auction is February 3rd, 2026. So there's a little bit of time here to do some due diligence, and let me show you that right there. So this is it. We've got the parcel number 252745467. We got the owner's name, and this is all public information. Nothing here is private. And then we've got the parcel address. And so, yeah, an opening bid of $16,700 is quite low for an assessed value, or a value of $347,000. So we got the property address right here. There's a couple things that we can do. One of the things we always love is to use Regrid. So this is regrid.com. They've got a parcel map viewer. So you can go ahead, you can just copy that parcel map number, throw it into Regrid, because we always want to go based off of the parcel map versus the property address. Just because sometimes we've seen people sell parcels that are just slivers of land, or we've seen them sell just a driveway or in front of the house. So it didn't bring it up. What we got to do is maybe this parcel number is specific to GovEase. So we can get over to like Denton County Appraiser or like Denton County Tax Collector, some county websites. So we can go Denton. Well, it looks like I've been here before. Here is the Denton County Appraisal District. So you could use some government county websites to go ahead and get clarity on that. Because there's been times, people think that they're buying a house, and what they actually end up buying is, a sliver of land, or they buy half of the parcel, or they buy the driveway next door. So that's why we always go ahead and go based off of the parcel number. They do give us the parcel address here, though, which is great. What we could also do is just put in this address to fast track it. Because, the key is you want to use parcel numbers, not property addresses.
And remember, for the viewers, for the new folks who are here, for the Google algorithm, this is all public information. We are not disclosing anybody's private information. We are not doing any special searches. This is all on free websites that you guys can go and check out. And as the stream starts to fill up, guys, let us know who is tuning in. Say hello. Let us know your city and your state and your name. And we will answer any questions that you have, but also make any comments based on where you are to help you get the most out of this business, find some deals, and make some money with tax liens and deeds is what we're all about. So yeah, let us know in the comments if you have any questions. And then from there, let me know what city and state you are tuning in from, and we'll get it going. So we got Georgia here. Excellent. What's happening? GA Rob, good to see you. And let's see who else is here. We like Georgia. What did you say, Georgia? Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
We got
nice.
Brian. What's happening, Brian? Ohio, good spot there. We got Houston here. Excellent. Hello, Paula. Los Angeles, welcome to the show and the party here today. It's Yvette here. Let's see, is this a deed or a lien? Yes, this is a deed. We are looking at currently Texas. Lots of Texas here. So perfect. We're diving into Texas. We can talk a bit about some Tennessee and Georgia here as we go. And we can also comment on Los Angeles in a few minutes. So yeah, let us know who's tuning in. We would love to hear from you and ask any questions you have as we are here. And if you like this stuff, hit thumbs up, subscribe. We'll show you the deals.
Okay. Here we go. So, I wanted to grab an example here, one where you don't have a property address. So you can see it says parcel address, just Cooper Creek Road. We're not sure what it is. We've got a face value of $31,000. So when we come in to here, we don't have much information from GovEase. So we do know that it's 3.83 acres. We do have a property account number. So we could go ahead, we could try to search that here. Account number, let's see. I don't see anything that lines up with the account number, but we can try one of these, perhaps that, or we could try it under geographic ID. We can try it under a few different things to see if it comes up. And maybe we got to take out the DEN. Okay, so it looks like that did pull it up. Okay, so we do have the property ID. Fantastic. We got the owner's name. So here's the actual geographic ID. And so GovEase gives us something different, but we can use the appraiser's website here just to line everything up. And here we go. So we got the Cooper Creek Road, Denton, Texas. And we've got a land value of $288,000, which is pretty juicy, pretty sweet. And so the thing is that sometimes the county has got like, let's say 30 acres. They value it at a really high value, but it's in the middle of nowhere and it's landlocked and you can't access it. And so it's not desirable, right? And so we want to go ahead, take this. Let's try this number right here and see if we can throw that into regrid. Just so we can see what we're looking at, because that sounds like a juicy spread. So that didn't work either. Sometimes it takes a little bit to get it there. We are showing, this is what it looks like right here. We do have the lines on the map, but we want to be able to go ahead and get this into regrid. So I'm going to try to also copy the property ID, see if that's going to work. There. Okay, nice. So that did work. So just in a few minutes, we've kind of already outlined the system or the process. It does look like there's something on it. It's this one right here. So the plot does thicken. It's showing up as a piece of land, but this looks like some kind of like farmhouse or something like that. You got a couple different options as far as subdividing it because it does touch the land. It does touch the road here. There's a main road here. So we could always go ahead and get, we could get a Google Street View actually. So here's 3767 Cooper Creek Road. Let's go ahead, let's throw that into Google Maps. And we're gonna look next door. So this is the house next door. And if we want to see where we are in proximity to this one, we know that I'm actually just gonna go back to get fresh on that. Fresh on regrid. So here's where we went. So we're going to be looking at the house that's next door. It's easy to get lost in the sauce. Let's start this over. Look from above. Right. Okay. So it's this one right here. So I'm going to drag the little guy in blue. There it is. Okay. So I think a mobile home. And so this is from, the street view is from when? Let's see, July 2022. So we're a bit outdated, right? So maybe, maybe it's not there anymore, maybe it is. But if you get it based on the land alone, so we're looking at a value of, yeah, $288,000. So it doesn't think there's an improvement there. See how it says 0? So you would be looking at this just based off of the land, but $31,000, county assessed 288, you're a little over 10 cents on the dollar. Could be sweet, but that's really what you want to do for each of these. And so, the other one we saw 16 grand worth 342. Sometimes the spreads are really juicy. This one here has got an opening bid of 83,000. So maybe it's worth this one could be worth 83,000 or it could be worth half a million. The spreads are always different, but you don't know unless you come in and you look. So this is a property address here. We could go ahead, check that one out too.
Josh, maybe we just take a quick sec and kind of bring folks up to speed. If you're dealing with a mobile home, wow, this looks like a good one coming up. I feel like
Yeah.
you guys will see a lot of mobile homes come up sometimes, and there can be great money to be made on mobile homes. However, there needs to be a couple quick things to be aware of when buying these properties. And welcome anybody who's just joining us. Let us know where you're tuning in from, any questions you have, and we will curate and tailor the stream based on who's tuning in and where you're from. So we're going to be looking at some auctions coming up here as well that are going to be some hot auctions. We just looked at a mobile home. So mobile homes are definitely interesting. We've had plenty come across our plate. We've made money with some. We've turned down some. We've had many students make money with mobile homes. And there's just some things that you need to be aware of, right? And one of the big ones is, will that mobile home roll away after you buy the property? Because sometimes these things are on wheels. So you need to be very, very careful. You also need to be careful, does the auction include the mobile home? So that's something to be very diligent on. Make sure to check the title first, because sometimes the mobile home might not be attached to it. Let's see. Yeah. Is it livable? Is it junk? Remember, every time you need to move a mobile home, they go down in value. And there can just be some interesting things going on. Josh, can you just tell them a couple quick tips based on our mobile home experiences?
Yeah. So we've bought mobile homes when it's just the mobile home. And that's been a bit more of a stressful situation versus when you actually get the land. And so the one that we were looking at there in Denton County, that actually included the land. And so that's a bonus. And the reason why that's so important is because if you're only buying the mobile home and you're not getting the land, you could be walking into a situation that is possibly quite volatile. And so there was a time that we wanted to buy a mobile home in an area. It didn't come with the land, and we did have the mobile home under contract. We were able to wholesale this mobile home to somebody else and make a really decent profit. But what ended up stopping anything from moving forward is that the landlord, the one who owned the land there, they no longer wanted this mobile home there. They actually said that it had to go. And so the occupant had not paid rent for land for a few years. And so at that point, there was no way to reason with the landlord owner, the lot owner. And so we were not able to wholesale a deal. And the only option would have been to move the mobile home out of there. And so these are the kind of unknowns or the situations that, if you're not getting the land, then you're opening yourself up to more risk. And so we would prefer situations where you are going to get the land with a mobile home. That's a very different situation. And the reason that in that specific situation it didn't make sense to move the mobile home is because once you move it, if they're older, that does devalue the mobile home. And so there was just no options there because of the situation with the owner. We had actually bought one too. We bought another one where the previous owner had really upset the landlord, and they had this rivalry slash feud that had gone on for years. And so we didn't know any of this. And then we got the mobile home and kind of walked into a bit of a sticky situation. So that's where there's more risk, if it's just the mobile home. But if you're getting a mobile home with land, then way less risk, and that's the way that we prefer to do this business.
Excellent. And for anybody who's tuning in, one of the things that we give away for everybody is this mini course that's for free. So we have ABCs of Tax Lien and Deed Investing in the county directories. And this has basically your pre-flight checklist in it. So whenever you buy, we have everything you need to go through when we're making decisions to buy these. So this is for free. Underneath this video is our gift for you for tuning in. It has all the sheets. So if you don't have this, grab it. It is below in the description for free is our gift to you. And if anybody wants to join us at an auction, you can schedule a call and deep dive as quick as possible as well. So we're going to change gears, look at some more of these auctions that are coming up. Josh, maybe we show them just some of these auctions that they could go and attend. And we say this week because a lot of these you need to register for this week. So let us know in the comments your name, any questions, where you're tuning in from, and we shall answer any questions that that come up.
Yeah. So just when we're taking a look, so this one, the opening bid is $83,000, right? Which sounds fairly high, but when you see what the opening bid is for, this is a $500,000 property, and you got interior photos. This is
Wow.
yeah, this is no joke. This kitchen is no joke. This is a very nice kitchen. And so $500,000 built in 2003. We've even got the write-up left over from when this was put on the market back in 2018. So it is, yeah, it's definitely steep, $83,000. But as far as getting $500,000 properties at a discount, I mean, this is a steep discount. This is very huge. I think if you were to look in the area, you're not going to see anything for sale, remotely touching that price point. And so if you got the budget to go for something like that, this is the best place to get a deal. I just want to show all the home types in the area. There we go. Yeah. So I mean, in the area alone, you don't have anything for sale under $485,000. So when you think about the opening bid being 83,000, yeah, it seems like it is a lot. But the cheapest thing you can buy, in maybe a few miles is 485 grand. So you get something like that for $100,000. You're 25 cents on the dollar from the cheapest house that's listed here. So what a great way to get into the game. And this is obviously a much nicer area, but you got $1 million homes here too.
Josh, just as a recap, real quick from start to finish, if somebody wants to bid on this, for anybody who's just tuning in, where can they go again to register and maybe bid on this property and research it?
Yeah, so we've got govease.com. And so this is all of the stuff that's happening. There were some really good auctions that already happened at the beginning of the year. And so right now we're just looking at ones that are coming up in February. So there's enough time to register. So we got Denton County, Texas. We've got McLennan, Texas, and then even Murfreesboro, which is pretty awesome, is happening here February 4th. We've got February 6th for Cochise, Arizona, and then 2 more counties in Tennessee. So you can come to govease.com. You can sign up, you can register. And yeah, this is the platform. And as we can see, there's some really good deals here.
Excellent. Good stuff. So I want to show you guys some upcoming auctions as well here. So like I mentioned, our goal is to provide the tax lien and deed investing community with the most information to help you get started. So what we do is we try to make these videos for you to help get started. And we have one of the best access resources that shows you guys upcoming auctions. So we're just going to go and take a look at that to show you some auctions that are coming up, and as well as some tips to really make this stuff work here in 2026. And, the funny thing is, like, when people tune in, they're always like, oh, especially in a world these days where trust is at an all-time low, right? You don't know, it's hard to watch anything and wonder, oh, is this real? Is this AI? What's going on? And that's what's fun about these live streams, is you can see that we're real based on the mistakes we make during the live stream. That's kind of how you know. But a lot of folks will be like, if you've just heard of this business, you should be suspicious of it, right? Like, oh, if it's so good, why isn't everybody doing it? Oh, these guys are on YouTube. They're just, YouTube gurus. If it works so good, they wouldn't be doing YouTube on the topic, right? So a couple things. This business is somewhat underground because hardly anybody knows how it works. And that's a good thing for you. And the reason is because we have 3,300 counties in the US. Half of them are tax deed counties. Right here, there's 1,500 of them. There's a directory below with all of the phone numbers, so you can get started with that, or you can just go to Google and look them up. So the reason why this isn't really mainstream is there's no room for a middleman to take a cut. The county doesn't go through realtors. They don't deal with like middlemen or middle conglomerates that are $1 billion industry. You know, for example, like the real estate agents, realtors. The National Association of Realtors is a multi-billion dollar industry. So it's in a realtor's best interest to promote things so they get a cut and make it explainable. Mortgage companies, title companies, there's all sorts of companies involved in traditional real estate that make it easy to access. And one of the sayings that we have is easy to find information often equals a waste of time, money, and energy. And Zillow is a perfect example of that because anybody can go on Zillow. It's easy. It's on a plate. If you have, you know, millions of dollars and you're willing to just wait for appreciation, maybe you'd make some money. However, what we do with Tax Liens and Deeds is we get scrappy. You know, sometimes it might not be the most boring, or it might not be the most exciting thing. It might be a little bit boring, but in the boring work of researching properties like we're doing, there can be a lot of money. So the second question that folks will often ask is like, oh, YouTube guru, if it works so good, why are you doing it? And I can explain that. And I don't think a lot of people on YouTube actually give an honest answer. And the same way you like to make money, we like to make money as well. And this is what we do. We give as much possible as away. So if you never want to work with us, you don't have to. But if you ever want to work with us one-on-one or join us at an auction or help you find properties, we take people to auctions and work with people one-on-one. We never intended to be YouTubers. We made some videos. They went viral. It helped a lot of people. And we turned it into a business just like anybody else out there would. We do many deals. We're going to the auctions every month. Josh just came back. So for those of you who are suspicious of our motive, that's it. So one of the things we did to help you make this business work as fast as possible is we've built a resource to help you find upcoming auctions very, very easily. So I'm just going to share my screen here and show you where to find a whole bunch of upcoming auctions. And it's important because a lot of these auctions are happening very, very soon. So that's why we said this week, these will be some hot auctions coming up. And that's what we do here on these live streams is every single week. We show auctions and properties that are coming up. So I'll share my screen here. Here we go. Boom. All right, check it out. So I have this. So if you want to find some auctions, this is the easiest way to do it. All right. So what you want to do is we have this. Oh, here we are. Let me add this here. Okay,
there we go.
There we go. There we go. So we have this interactive map that we made for everybody to help you get started. So everybody should take a screenshot of this because it shows you the tax deed, tax lien, hybrid, and the redeemable deed states. So you can go, you can check this out. And the cool thing is this is interactive. So we were just talking about Texas on this map. You can click on it and it will navigate you towards all of the upcoming auctions. So the best way to get there is to come to taxlienschool.com. And then if you click on this Knowledge Vault button up here, you will be taken to this interactive map that will help you. This is a super valuable resource. We have a whole team that's dedicated to pulling this information. And if you scroll down, everybody can see upcoming auctions. Everybody should be able to view a week of auctions. So for example, coming up today, we have Washington County, Florida. What else do we have? Clay County, Florida tomorrow, Miami-Dade coming up. A lot of those auctions, you probably had to register beforehand. But next week, we have Davidson County, Tennessee, redeemable deed auction. We have Miami-Dade again, Washington County, Florida. We have Clay County, Florida, St. Clair, Illinois. But Josh, maybe let's take a look here at this Tennessee one. And the fun thing is if you just click on the auction, it will take you to the details of the auction. So we've put together the details, where to go, where to register. All of that is here on the site. So you can come, here's the link to register for it. Let's see. So you can click the sale information right here and you'll be on your way. So that is there for you to do. But what I would recommend is come over to this Knowledge Vault, poke around. We have tons of articles here to show you. It is a free resource for anybody who wants to check it out. Josh actually lived in Tennessee for a while. And by the way, if you're liking this, do us a favor, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and that way you can see anything that comes out and be on the latest auctions. Let's see, Josh, I see you got some stuff on your screen, so we'll hand it back over there.
Oh yeah, I was just looking at this Tennessee auction. I didn't realize that's Nashville, and so what a great place to get into a tax deed. And so it is in person. Yeah, it will take place in person at the county courthouse. Registration will begin right before the sale, and then begins at 12 o'clock. So we've got a PDF here, and we've got like map and parcel numbers, book and page numbers. So this is not bad. This is a nice way to be able to view this. Because you could go ahead, you could just take this, you could copy it, you could put it into Google Sheets. You can have AI start to work it, fill it out for you. You'll see here, yeah, it's so important to be using parcel numbers because sometimes you don't have an actual property address. So like 0 Ingram Road, 6.39 acres. So it's a huge lot, but there's no property address. So it's not as simple as just taking that and pasting it into Google to find a little bit of information. And so that's why you always got to go with the parcel numbers. But I'm sure the spreads here are very juicy considering this is Nashville. We could just grab one. 5213 Pennsylvania Ave in Nashville, Tennessee. Maybe it's commercial. Yeah, Capley's Collision. Okay. So you see all different kinds of stuff here. You're not always going to see houses. We've seen mobile home parks. We've seen golf courses. We've seen all kinds of like centers, malls. You wouldn't believe it. But yeah, so that's what that is. And sometimes the businesses are still functioning. So I mean, I don't feel like I want to open up their business on this live call. So, but
Yeah.
you can go ahead and you can poke around and you can see what's going on. But yeah, 8,645 looks like a piece of land as well. And I mean, anytime you see the same business or the same company or the same person over and over again, you can always try to get a pre-auction deal and speak to them in advance. We see Duke and Duke LLC here for a few different things. Yeah, this could certainly be an excellent auction, but
Let's,
the rules are just a little different. But yeah, what was that, Dustin?
I was going to say, let's maybe look at just a couple of these quick and show these guys. I know we had somebody from Tennessee, and like I mentioned, we like to kind of tailor the stream. So Josh used to live in Tennessee, and if you've been to the auction, did you go to the Tennessee auction?
You know what? I was in Tennessee and I had cash, but I think I was on my way to Arkansas. That's what it
Oh, yeah.
was.
Well, let's take a quick look at some highlights on here for anybody who might be interested in this one.
Okay, so $351,000, huge lot, 0.92 acres. Sorry, I got to cough a little bit, Dustin. One sec.
It's all right. Josh got a little bit of a cold. He's got 2 little ones in the house putting their fingers in things, but apparently this one, he's patient 0.
Yeah, I got sick on my own somehow, maybe too many cold dips. But yeah, this is a huge spread. So yeah, it's nice it actually has got the acreage there. So 0.92, you can line that up with the 0.92. There we go. So yeah, the 3-1, 1567. Huge spread. Usually, the tax is going to be 1-2% of the value here, but I mean, sometimes the county is going to have lower assessed values than the actual value because here, this is not even. This is 2 cents, right? 2 cents on the dollar, I think, more or less.
This is also
really
how
good
this
spread.
is a live stream. I don't think AIs get colds.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, this is looking really good, and so they may do their auction only once a year. They may do it a few times a year, but yeah, this is something you definitely want to attend. And then, of course, being in person too, you're only limited to the competition in the room. And so online is great. I mean, ease of access, ease of use, and everybody can participate. But sometimes there's a little bit more competition. And so a place like this, let's say there's 50 people in the room, there's only 50 people that you can be competing against versus online where there could be so many more. But that's, yeah, two that look really, really juicy. So $6,000 opening bid worth 350 grand. That's a huge spread.
I think this question could go well with this one. How much effort do you feel is enough title search on a bid, if that makes sense? And should we hire a real estate attorney that applies? Now, obviously, we're not attorneys, doctors, or lawyers. We can talk about what we would do if it were us bidding on it.
hmm Yeah. So for us, when we like drive properties in Houston, Texas, and we go through the gauntlet, um, we'll drive them and then we'll come up with how much we think they're worth. We'll come up with a rehab budget and then identify any of the unknowns. So we're going to set aside a little bit of money for like a quiet title action or cash for keys. And then if there's any county municipal liens that are not going to get wiped, and generally those are the ones that won't, is municipal liens, we'll then subtract those from our max bid. And so if you omitted that last step in the process, you could be underwater quite a bit. Now, most of these don't have crazy municipal liens, but at least 10% of them do. And so, oftentimes, what you need to look out for is, let's say this if this was vacant and the grass hadn't been cut for like 3 years, for instance, and the county said, okay, every time we cut the grass, it's like $250, but we charge interest and penalties, and it like snowballs into something much higher. And so we've seen that before where it's like 20 grand, in like water liens, or 30 grand in grass liens, and they've just, had interest and they've snowballed out of control. And so that's where you want to make sure that you go ahead and you do that final check. But I was standing in the room maybe a few months ago in Harris County, and I overheard two people talking, and one of them said that you have to have a real estate attorney, or you have to have an attorney like review each of these cases for you, and that it's going to cost like $2,000 per case. And I thought, oh my goodness. So if you want to look at like 10 houses, you need $20,000. And then if they get bid up too high, you're gonna be 20 grand out of pocket, which is so crazy. And so you're usually able to look at court records yourself with the power of AI. We built an AI for tax lien and tax deed investing. I mean, you don't need to have a real estate attorney or foreclosure attorney or any attorney necessarily look at something. You can do all of this independently. And yeah, he says that's crazy. Yeah, that's why I ask. Yeah, and so you can do all of this yourself. You can do the title search yourself. And a lot of times, if you're in a really small county, you can't do it online. You just got to go there in person. But if it's not a really small county, for the most part, you can access these websites online. So we do Philadelphia as well, and we can access the title records online and also court records. So you can do all of that. But just to kind of go back to the question, how much effort? You really want to make sure you can just do that title search and look for municipal liens, because the county doesn't like to wipe out themselves because they're the senior. They'll wipe out everybody else. They'll wipe out the mortgages and lien holders, but they don't like to wipe out their own interest in the property. So county liens are really, really important.
Excellent. Let's see here. Somebody's saying just joining now. Where were they here? How many acres? How many acres is that one? It was 0.9 from what I recall from
Yeah,
when Josh was
six
showing.
thousand dollar. $6,000 opening bid, and yeah, 0.92 acres and 350K house.
Nice. Good stuff. All right. We'll get some of these questions going here. And let's see. Was that a creek on the right-hand side? It's a good question. Was that a creek? I don't think that was a creek. Oh, we can see depending.
Yeah, you got one over here, but that wouldn't have been visible on the.
Yeah, across the road. Across the road, but good eye. Good eye. Let's see. Good turnout here. Lots of questions. Let's see. We got Kentucky here. We got Denton. Lots of folks joining us. Welcome, Michael, from Kentucky. Good stuff. Let's see. I'm in Washington. There's some nice props you've been looking at. Excellent. Looking for a humble place for my mom. Perfect. Yeah, looking at tax deeds can be a great way to find some deals and keep an eye on it. Keep showing up, especially if Washington is your backyard. Then we recommend keeping an eye on things there. Let's see. Someone's saying, I bought land without mobile home and then put one on it. Comps around 300K, spent under 100K. Excellent. That's the name of the game, folks. That's why we do it. Buy some cheap land. You can put a mobile home on it and make some money. So right on. Appreciate you sharing that. And if anybody's done deals, let us know in the chat. We love to hear what you guys have been up to. And it also inspires everybody else tuning in. You know, a lot of folks watch the channel, they go do deals, and that's what we are here to do. You know, an extra 200 grand can definitely probably make a pretty big impact in your life. So that's totally awesome. Let's see, if you're buying vacant land, how do you check if utilities are available? So, well, first off, if you see, you know, power lines in the area and houses, you can probably assume off the bat that there's, you know, utilities there. If not, the next thing you'd have to do is go into the county, look at the maps, and talk to the county office to see where the utilities are, or phone the utility company as well, and spot the closest place that you're pretty sure, which would be a house that has utilities, to give them a reference point, is the name of the game. Let's see, what are the states to find over-the-counter houses right now, in our opinion? So I actually just posted a video to check out top 5 over-the-counter counties and states right now. If you want to go check that out after this, Florida, Minnesota's good. Georgia has some as well. But that's a great video to go check out. It's only like 5 minutes long, and it'll walk you through all of that here. Let's see. Yeah, just joining. Is that a creek? Oh, here we go. Someone else taking action. Bought 4 certificates in Florida. Got 2 back already. Just earning interest. Excellent. That is the name of the game that we are here to play. You know, one of the things that I've been talking about lately is the fact that, you know, at the end of the day, these days, everything you want to learn is for free online, right? Everything, whether it's fitness, making money, travel. And it seems these days people are more broke, disconnected, unhealthy than ever, which made me kind of realize that, okay, no matter what we show you, there's like two ingredients that need to go into this in order for you guys to make it work. Because, you know, below the video is the training, walks you through this stuff step by step. It's the implementation and the discipline around taking action that I believe is missing. So that's why I kind of boiled it down to like, how do I succeed? What do people who make this work have in common? And we came up with what we call the TFI operator, which stands for Total Freedom Operator, because that's what we're after here in this game is freedom. Real estate is a tool for freedom, and we're creating a movement and a group of men and women who want to take responsibility for their wealth and create a legacy for themselves and their family. This is a picture of Josh. Oh, we're all at an auction here. But on this page on Tax Lien School, we walk through the steps on how to do it that kind of go beyond the tax sale. So I want to just share some simple steps as far as if you want to make this work, there's a few ingredients outside of tax lien and deed investing that have to work. You have to prepare your mind for this, you know, strengthen your habits and have some discipline, because that's where it starts as far as having a sharp mind. So, you know, any super unhealthy habits, not sleeping enough, whatever you can do to have a more sharp, clear mind will help you in this business. The second thing is to stop spectating and start executing. You know, the best time to start in real estate was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. This is never going to get any easier than it is today. The second part is learning the rules. So if you want to do this stuff, you have to learn the rules of the county. That's why this is for free below. It walks you through how to learn the rules. The next thing is number 3 is doing the boring work of this business, which means researching lists, analyzing deals, going to auctions. You know, a true operator in this business does the work while others procrastinate and are just on YouTube without any action. Okay. The next thing is to actually go to auctions, get in the arena and place some bids. You know, small wins compound into your freedom. Like somebody was saying here, they just bought 4 certificates and that's going to compound. We got the guy up here who bought this property here. So you can see that their small wins are already compounding, and that's what we want for everybody who's tuning in. So the next thing is to close, collect, document everything so you can go do this as many times as possible, debrief, and figure out what worked, what you liked, and then what are you going to change the next time. It's that OODA loop where you basically take in information, fine tune the process, stack and share, build your portfolio, teach these skills to your kids so they can build their wealth and leadership, and you'll be able to help them. So that's the TFI operator on the tax lien site. But these are really just the simple steps that this comes down to, because ultimately, if this were about information, we have all the information here. It's about execution combined with discipline and habits. So it's time for you guys to take action. Check out some of the videos. The easiest thing you can do right now, get the directory below the video, call 5 tax lien or deed counties and see when their auction is, and you can go and attend it. So it's time for everybody to take action. We appreciate you tuning in. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you like this, and we shall see you here on the next one. See you guys.